One of the most important things for you to grow in your professional life is having great communication skills. But communication skills, they're often confused with speaking just good English. So communication skill is not only about speaking good English or using heavy English words. Communication skill goes way beyond than your English language. In this video, we would learn the art of the communication skills and how it is different and how it goes beyond just speaking good English. Do watch the video till the end and subscribe to the channel. Now someone comes in front of you, uses really heavy English words, and you tend to assume that that person has great communication skills. But that is not necessarily true. English is just a language, while communication skills is an art. It's like having a car does not mean that you are a great driver. You need to learn the art of driving to be a good driver, right? Not just by owning a car you can become a good driver. Similarly, not just by knowing English language you can become a good communicator. Your communication skills, they go way beyond than just knowing or just be proficient in English language. For that matter, right? So even if you want to become a good communicator, that does not mean that you should only learn English language. There are great communicators, there are great speakers who don't even know how to speak in English, but we can still say that these people, they are great communicators. Although in our corporate world, in today's world, English is a global language. That's why it has become a necessity that you should be proficient in English to become a good corporate communicator. That's why English is just the starting point for you to become a good communicator. But your communication skills, as I said, it goes way beyond than just knowing the English language. Your communication skill is an art, while your English is just a language. Communication skill involves a lot of things. To begin with, the way you present yourself, your body language, your body posture while you're speaking, your listening skills, your tonality of voice, and the way you speak to the people by showing some empathy. Right? If you speak to someone by throwing heavy words with an attitude, with an ego, does not mean that the other person is taking you as a good communicator. To be a good communicator, you need to learn the art of convincing people. Trust me, you cannot convince people by just using heavy words. You can overwhelm them with your vocabulary, but you won't be able to serve the purpose of negotiating or convincing someone if you do not know the art of communication skill. Now, another important thing to become a good communicator is that you need to be a good listener. Now imagine you are in a conversation, you are talking to some other person, and while you are speaking and you are explaining a very important point, the other person interrupts you and starts saying his own things, right? So this proves two things. One, the person is not attentive. Secondly, the person doesn't bother about whatever you are saying. And honestly, you need to ask yourself, would you even be interested in listening to that person who is interrupting you every now and then and not listening to you while you are speaking, right? So again, to become a good communicator, you need to be a good listener. If you are giving a speech to say 100 or 500 odd people, and for just 2 hours you just keep on speaking and you do not invite any questions from the audience, then again your audience is not going to be engaged with you, and again you must have proven that you have a good command over the language, but again you fell short here and there in a couple of points in the communication skills. So being a good listener is an important aspect of becoming a good communicator. Another thing is that you need to develop the habit of negotiating and convincing people, right? So how can you do that? Again, as I said, to begin developing relationship with people, to make sure that the people listen to you and you are able to convince them, you can start doing that by talking to people in the language in which you are most comfortable with. As and when you start developing proficiency in your English language, you should then choose English over the other comfortable language which you are using, right? So start speaking to people on a regular basis outside your work also, and that will help you develop the habit of convincing and negotiating with people, right? So in your corporate world, at the end of the day, when you climb up the ladder, and in order for you to climb up the ladder, you should be able to prove your point to your management. And unless and until you are a good negotiator, you have the skill set of convincing other people, you may not be able to do that. So communication skill will help you, the art of communication skill will help you to become a good negotiator or a good convincer. Another important aspect of becoming a good communicator is the tonality of your voice. So if you are speaking to someone in a rude tone or a tone which is clearly highlighting that you have a lot of ego, and the tone which is not pleasant to the ears, then you may not be well heard. People might be intimidated by you, but they may not respect you, they may not respect your viewpoint. And if you came for the entire purpose of convincing people or making sure that to listen to you, the entire purpose will be lost. So make sure that your tone in which you are talking to people, even if you are explaining a point wherein someone has done a mistake, you do not have to go rude, you don't have to raise your voice, you need to raise your vocabulary, you need to be very witty, you need to be very quirky, and you need to be very to the point, even if you are giving feedback to people. So tonality of your voice, not being rude, and be empathetic while talking to people is another crucial skill for you to become a good communicator. So all these points, right, they're just the beginning for you to become a good communicator, or for you to develop the art of communication skills. And as I said in the beginning, right, it's not there's no shortcut to learn this particular skill set or to learn this particular art. You need to practice that, you need to develop proficiency in the language to begin with English, and then you need to take care of several other points which I mentioned in the video. Now again, there is a lot of effort which is required from your side, and there is no amount of money spent on this particular thing which can help you quickly improve your communication skills. The entire effort has to be made by you. So it's like going to a gym. If you want to build a muscle, so communication skill is like building a muscle, right? You go to the gym, right? So you spend a lot of money hiring a personal trainer, right? You go to an excellent gym, excellent facility, excellent equipment, right? But at the end of the day, you have to do the heavy lifting to make sure that your muscle is developed. Hiring a personal trainer, giving that person 15,000, 20,000 rupees a month is not going to build your muscle. At the end of the day, the weights, everything has to be lifted by you. Similarly, learning the art of communication skill, you have to put the efforts. There will be n number of people like me who will be starting a course, who will be charging you some amount of money, and it's not completely wrong. But at the end of the day, if you want to become a good communicator, the efforts needs to come from your side, right? So again, as I gave few suggestions in order for you to improve your English language, you can start reading easier books, you can start watching not so heavy English shows, and then you can start following few people, right? So to begin with, people like me, and there are a lot of other people like Ranveer Allahabadia, Ankur Warikoo, to whom I follow these people because even I have to improve as I grow, right? And it's not that I'm speaking in front of you giving you some gyan on communication skills, and that does not mean that I'm a great communicator. I also learn from the greatest, and you should also learn. You should start following people who are into this field. You should start following news anchors. They are one of the best people when it comes to speaking or communicating with people, because at the end of the day, they make you switch on your TVs and watch the news channel for a good amount of time. So follow news anchors, follow YouTube channels like mine, Upskill with Sahil, Ranveer Allahabadi, Ankur Warikoo, and several others, right? So this will help you to develop the art of communication skills, and I hope you put all the efforts, and probably you will become one of the greatest public speakers or communicators, right? So thanks for watching the video till the end. If you have any feedback, do drop in the comment section. As I said, that I learn as I grow, so I don't mind any constructive feedback. Please put in your comment section as a feedback, and if you like the video, like the channel, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.